Hi friends, I am Kelly Irene, and I am obsessed with using oracle cards to help us address our energy and how we can move forward to be our highest self. So right now, we are just a few days past Mars having stationed retrograde, which it only does about every 26 months, and it's going to stay in retrograde for about 80 days, so until November 13th. For a lot of us, this can impact our energy by kind of taking that forward motion that we may have been feeling and then making it feel like we've really hit a hard stop in different ways. This can be impacted by whichever house of yours Mars is in, as well as other factors, but I wanted to address it with the oracle cards. And so I've got 3 piles. And each pile has a card to help you identify your potential energy block, as well as an action that you can take to address these blocks. And then each pile also is accompanied by a crystal or a stone that can aid you during this season of Mars retrograde. So before we go on with the reading, just take a minute to look at the image of the 3 piles and notice which one really calls to you. So trust your first instinct on this. If you want to pause the video for a minute and connect to source, take a few breaths, whatever you need to do to feel that you can choose that pile, do that. But just know that if you're second guessing yourself, go back to that first instinct and stick with that because you're probably spot on with what you need. So if you pick the first pile, this is likely to be a season in which you feel more distant or disconnected from your source of light, from your source of understanding and knowing. It might be more difficult than normal for you to hear the guiding voice that you're so accustomed to, but these cards are basically telling you that this isn't lasting. You're still on your journey and the flow that you have known is still moving. There's a call for you to surrender to your journey and to trust that even if things feel like they have slowed to a standstill, you're exactly where you need to be and your journey hasn't actually halted. There is a little owl perched in the tree on this surrender to the journey card. And this owl serves as a reminder of the deep wisdom that there is in relinquishing control. And then there's also a reminder here of this little castle on a hill that your destination is not far off. The stone that came with these cards is citrine, and this is kind of a neat one because the energy of citrine's lighter colors helps us connect with our spiritual aspects of our lives, and then the darker color aids in connecting with more of the physical aspects or the body realm. So I don't think it's a coincidence that the stone that has both spirit and earth is showing up for you today because even when you're not necessarily feeling that strong connection to spirit or to source, there is this reminder that you've still got the energy of both and you're still moving where you need to go. If you chose the second pile, this one, gosh, I really feel this strongly with you. So the best way that I have found to describe overthinking is that it feels like I'm mentally slogging through mud. And this roadblock can be intensely frustrating because it's an internal roadblock. It's something that we feel like we should be able to do away with, but it continues to come up. It slows our steps and blocks our view. So if this is how you're feeling, take some time to just stop. Lay back, relax. I know that can be really difficult to do, but if you can take some time to just literally watch the clouds go by, this is gonna really help you. Of course, if you're in California or on the West Coast, you're not gonna see many clouds right now because of all the smoke, but there are other ways that you can have these pauses where rather than, continuing through that mental cycle, you're able to just focus on something as simple as your breath. So if you can't watch the clouds, you can pay attention to your breath. You're already doing what you need to be doing. So this overthinking is really keeping you from seeing that, and it can result in leading you away from your true north. It can actually cause you to veer off the path that you're on because you're caught in that cycle. So take some time to just soak in the present moment a little bit more than normal these days. And then the energy of the yellow jasper came up with these cards. And the yellow jasper has that of protection for earthbound and spiritual journeys. So I hadn't even looked at the cards when I pulled the stones. I pulled the stones, I set them with the cards before reading them, and then it became really clear why each stone came out when it did. So this beautiful little yellow jasper wants you to know that you are protected in your earthbound and spiritual journey. And if you can get your hands on one, this is an excellent stone for helping you on your life path, clearing out old emotions, and helping you to channel positive energy. If you chose this third pile, every time this mirror card comes up, I kind of get mad at my cards, but I know that I need to see it at the same time. So the question on here is who or what is triggering you? And one thing that really stands out to me with this card is that the water is so smooth that it's essentially forming a mirror so that the woman is able to see herself reflected back. So this is coming from a place that is quiet and calm and safe, where she's able to look at what is triggering her. This isn't highly turbulent, highly emotional things. If that is what you're feeling, then I want to encourage you to get some help from somebody like a therapist who can really help you dig into some of those more like scary and turbulent emotional feelings, so that you can get to a point where these things feel like they can actually be a mirror or a reflection back to you. So if you are in this still quiet and safe place where you can identify your triggers, in a way that will allow you to kind of get on your horse and move forward courageously, know that this is a good time to be moving into action to, even if you're hearing that fear going through your mind of what will this person say, or, what if I fail, or what if I'm not good enough at it, what if nobody cares, nobody hears it, what if it's not appreciated, whatever those things are, know that right now, spend some time hearing those and finding out what they're reflecting back to you, but then move forward and let your passion kind of drive the way versus your fear. So this set is a reminder to you that you can go forward with your own light and your own story, and part of that forward motion is going to include taking the time to be still and quiet long enough for you to look into that mirror and see what's reflected back to you. The obsidian called out to me, and this is actually a tumbled obsidian. I have a ton of raw obsidian around my house. I really love the energy of this stone. And its energy is, it dispels negative energy, it can provide protection, and it can really, really help you to feel grounded. And I think that's something that when you're dealing with these triggers is really important, is that you continue to stay grounded and centered in your own self. So I hope that one of these really spoke to you. Mars retrograde doesn't have to be a scary thing, but if you're feeling stuck, hopefully one of these will help you. I do provide personal readings. You can find me on Instagram at @KellyIrene. And I would love for you to give me a thumbs up, subscribe. There will be more of these videos coming, and I would love to know how it spoke to you.